Hi, everyone. Welcome to another YouTube session with Jake Gold Consulting. As you guys know, we address issues in the disability space and legislatively speaking. Today, our guest is Devin Miller from IP Law. And with that, I'm going to get started. Hi, Devin.
Hey, thanks for having me on. I'm excited to be here.
Thank you for coming. So, our first question is very basic. Who are you? And what does your company do?
Yeah, who am I is a basic question, but I could take a long time to answer that one. But I'll give you the short version. I am Devin Miller, and am an intellectual property attorney. So I help a lot of startups and small businesses with patents, trademarks, and copyrights. It's a bit of a background. So I got, or education wise, I ended up getting 4 degrees, which my wife always jokes is 3 degrees too many. So I have a electrical engineering degree, Mandarin Chinese, an MBA, as well as a law degree. And I've really kind of always spent my career straddling kind of two main interests. One is the legal side of intellectual property, and then I also love startups and small businesses and go down that, or have done several startups and small businesses alongside my law practice. Last thing is I'm also been married for coming up on 15 years now, and have 4 kids, ages 7 to 13. So always plenty to keep me busy.
Great. So, my second question for you, which is how you got connected to me, is what inspired you to do the podcast that you do and the nature that it does? And can you go into a little bit about what it is and
Yeah,
why you
absolutely.
decided to do it?
Sure thing. Yeah. So I do or I host the Inventive Journey podcast, and we're coming up on 600 episodes, been doing it for about or 2.5 or so years. But really with all of that, the genesis for where we started and really where it continues to focus is so with Miller IP Law, the law firm that I founded about 4 years ago. One of the focuses that I wanted to do with the law firm is to focus on startups and small businesses. So that's oftentimes kind of a overlooked area of intellectual property, in the sense most law firms are focused more on helping large clients that have big budgets and have a lot of reoccurring business. And a lot of times if you're a startup or you're a small business, it's difficult to find a good attorney that can help you with protecting your intellectual property. And so that was kind of the clients that we focus on, and the law firm continues to focus on. But with that, one of the things that was kind of a reoccurring note was, hey, every startup or small business owner feels like, hey, everybody else has it figured out but me. I'm having to wear a lot of hats. Everybody's an overnight success except for me, and a lot of those kind of same feelings. And even though everybody has different journeys and way that they got there, kind of had those same reoccurring themes of how a lot of owners felt, and business owners. And so really started the podcast with the Inventive Journey to share kind of, we started the high school college time frame, and then we just work our way to present, but we really try and capture that full journey so you can get an idea. Hey, there isn't one right journey, there isn't one right path. Everybody or runs into those issues. Everybody has things that they're figuring out, and everybody's, or even if they're successful, it's never an overnight success. It's always years in the making. So that's kind of a long answer to a short question, but that's kind of where the podcast came from.
Okay, and you kind of answered the third and final question I have for you, which is what what is your overall goal and view for having this podcast? Like, if you could generate an ultimate dream for it, what would be its end goal? If it did nothing else, it will do blank. What is that blank?
Well, I mean, I would say the knee jerk or the answer that people always ask is, oh, make lots of money and have lots of clients.
Sure,
Now,
sure.
I always look at that as kind of the secondary or thing that, hey, it's great if our clients come along with it. It's great if it makes money, great if all those things, but really, if it can give guidance and give direction to startups and small businesses so that they know, hey, this is, I'm not alone. Hey, other people have been here. And if, the other people that are going through that journey can then get a better understanding of what the journey is that they expect, and that they're not alone. If it can convey that to as many startups and small businesses, that would be the number one goal.
And I actually have one last final question for you.
Sure.
If a startup and small business comes across my YouTube channel, which they may or may not, I have a very specific audience, but if they do,
Mhm.
how can they get in contact with Miller IP Law to be on your podcast and for your services?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll give them or everybody kind of three different ways that they can connect up with me depending on how they want or what they're reaching out for. If they want to be a guest on the podcast, and always looking for awesome guests, so definitely invite everybody to apply. They can go to inventiveguest.com. That'll just shoot you over to a page that you can get more details, kind of what the setup is, as well as to schedule a pre-interview. So that's inventiveguest.com. Second one is if they want to schedule a consultation with regards to anything related to their startup and small business and intellectual property, whether they want to chat about patents or trademarks or copyrights or other things, they can go to strategymeeting.com. That links right to my calendar, is an easy way to grab some time for a free consultation. The last one is simply if they're wanting to connect up with me, find out more about me, kind of get my background in that. The main social media platform that I'm the most active on is LinkedIn. And so if they go to meetmiller.com, that will link you right to my profile and it's an easy way to connect. So it's a really quick summary for the podcast. Go to inventiveguest.com. For a consultation, go to strategymeeting.com. And for connecting with me on LinkedIn, go to meetmiller.com.
Okay, and I've closed every interview I've ever done for my YouTube channel with the same question, which is, do you have any questions for me? It's a free for all, whatever you've been wondering about what this is and the nature of it.
I'll go with an maybe off the wall question, which is, or what is your favorite book and what's your favorite movie?
So my favorite movie is Sound of Music. I love Julie Andrews. And I don't have a favorite book, but I have a favorite author. And my
All right,
favorite author
then what's
has
the favorite author? I'll switch the question slightly.
my favorite author has always been Dean Koontz. I love how he creates vivid imagery in his writing.
Oh, all right. Well,
And I love the suspense nature of his books.
awesome. Well, I'll give my favorite, even though you didn't ask, which is my favorite movie is Forrest Gump, and my favorite book is Atlas Shrugged. So
That's great. Well, thank you so much for being on today. And I really, really appreciate you taking the time out of your very busy schedule. And
absolutely, it was fun to be on. Thank you.
thank you guys for listening today. Subscribe to our channel and tell us anything you want us to talk about. Our guests determine our context. If you guys don't put up stuff, I'm just gonna put random legislative stuff. But that gets boring, so I want to hear from you. Thanks, guys, and have a great day.